Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we're on day 76, Psalm 76 of our daily psalm reading. We're reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us from a different translation. As you can see, we are on Psalm 76. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date's the 18th of January 25, it's a Saturday. You can find the previous 75 psalms in the playlist below. There is a disclaimer as usual, and that is one of these videos are unedited and also I'll probably stumble my wording. Let's get started. Who can stand before you? To the choir master with string instrument, a psalm of Asper, a song. In Judea, God is known, his name is great in Israel. His abode has been established in Salem, his dwelling place in Zion. They break the flash and arrow, the shield of the sword, and the weapons of war, Salam. Glorious are you, more majestic than the mountains full of pride. The stout-hearted were stripped of their spoil, they sank into sleep. All the men of war were unable to use their hands. At your rebuke, O God of Jacob, both rider and the horse lay stunned. But you are to be feared. Who can stand before you when once your anger is roused? From the heavens you uttered judgment, the earth feared and was still when God arose to establish judgments to save all the humble of the earth. Salam. Surely the wrath of man shall praise you, the remnant of wrath shall Surely the wrath of man shall praise you, the remnant of wrath you will put on like a belt. Make your vow to the Lord, your God, and perform them. Let all around him bring gifts to him who is not to be feared, who cuts off the spirit of princes, who is to be feared by the King of the earth. So that is Psalm 76 complete. And tomorrow we'll be doing Psalm 77. So that's the first half of the video complete. The second half, for those who are new, I will explain obviously what's going to happen, but for those who are returning, you'll know what's going to happen. So I will explain about the psalm, about what the psalm is about, the time period that it was written in, and so yeah, that's what basically going to happen next. But before I get into that, I do want to explain beforehand that with the Book of Psalms, it's obviously written over a huge period of time, and it was written a long time ago. But historians and scholars aren't fully 100% sure of when exactly the Psalms were written. There are obviously some Psalms where they do know the time period that it would have been written in. There could be an event linked to it as well, so that's really helpful. But then there are those Psalms where they don't know the time period it was written in. They aren't sure because of the poetic language it was written in. That can also make it difficult to determine when that psalm was written. Some of those psalms, which has obviously got the unknown date, they do have a link, like an event that links it to each other. So it could be about a war that's happened, or about something about a king might have done something, or a king might have had issues going on in his life and needed obviously help from God, things like that. That's obviously the event, but obviously they don't know the time period. There are a lot of time periods where it is, with the Psalms where they have a time period, they can't exactly pinpoint the exact point. It's a vast time period. Now, So that's obviously covering Psalms that's got a time period, got an event linked to it, which is perfect. Then you obviously got those that don't have a time period linked to it, but do have an event linked to it, or there are those that don't. So that's obviously not very helpful, but we just know it was written. And then there's those Psalms where they don't have an event and they don't have a time period. There's just no way to determine when that psalm was written, but they just know it was written. So I just wanted to explain that briefly to you, because I know some people, I know myself, are one of those people. I like to know when things were written. I like to know a time period so I can kind of then understand that text better. Obviously, I know we can't always have it that way, and it is what it is, but it is sometimes nice to know, because it's always helpful to understand a particular psalm, text, anything. Doesn't matter what it is, it's just nice to be able to understand it and understand when it was written, so you kind of got an idea of what that time was like. So this is about Psalm 76, and it was written during King, I'm going to pronounce it probably wrong, Hezekiah, I think, and it was round about 701 BC, and so it was during obviously his reign. And Psalm 76 is a praise that celebrates God's victory over enemies and his protection of people, written after a significant victory for Israel. So obviously something really good happened in Israel around about 701 BC during King Hezekiah's reign. They're not too sure what that event probably was, but they just know it was written after an event that was very significant for Israel. And the key themes during Psalm 76 is God's protection, God's power, God's mercy and humility. And I will go back out. In Psalm 76, I'll go back in again. This is great fun going in and out on the camera. So in verse 3 and verse 9, the word Salah is mentioned. So Salah means a rest, a pause or reflection. So obviously my interpretation of Salam means the verse that it's before it. So obviously it's talking about what happened in the verse. So obviously Salah is here at the end of 3, and obviously that is when it comes to reflection, that's what it means there, that is reflecting on verse 3. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but we go with it. So it goes, there he breaks the flashing arrows, the shield, the sword, and the weapons of war, Salam. So it's talking about that little bit, not verse 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, whichever way you want to see it as. It's not talking about that, it's talking about verse 3. Same as on verse 9. When God aroused to establish judgment to save all the humble of the earth, Salam. My interpretation when it comes to reflection of Salam means the verse that it comes after. So it means verse 9 or verse 3, whichever one it is. That's what, that's the interpretation of Salah when it comes to reflection. But with rest and pause, so these psalms were songs. The psalmist would have sung them. So naturally, you would need to rest your voice after singing. If you've sung or if you are a singer, you would know that you would need to rest your voice or just take a quick pause, because obviously you need to regain yourself or, you know, rest your voice slightly. So that's what salam means. So I will now write in the day and date. I always do this at the end. It helps me to feel accountable, but it also helps you to feel accountable, because it's good to feel accountable for something that you've done. And I'm on the belief that reading one psalm a day is just as good as reading 3 or 4 psalms a day. Everybody processes information differently, and I find that if you do things too much, you're just not going to enjoy Bible study, and we want you to enjoy it. So we are on 18th of the 1st, 25. This is a Saturday. Yeah, so we want, well, I say we, it's only me. I want you to be able to enjoy Bible study. So I want you to be able to enjoy it that much that you would want to come back again, enjoy it, learn more information, take away information that you didn't know before. I want you to be able to enjoy it, because I know when I was younger, when I didn't have a Bible study group or do Bible study, I tried to do this with, well, actually I tried to do this with me and my brother, and we just both went, wow, there's too much information, our heads hurt. But as we got older, my brother went away from religion. He became an atheist. But obviously I carried on with my studies and learned from that. And I did struggle, and I struggled a lot with doing it because I didn't have anybody to do it with. And I know when I listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos, that helped me. And I just want you guys to be able to feel that you are being in an environment that you are actually enjoying. Wouldn't like to think you're not. But so I do it to help you to feel accountable. And as I said, if you're doing this in real time, thank you for being with me along this and helping me to feel like I'm doing something good, because I want to be able to help people the best as I can, you know, in the best ability that I can. And I want to be able to start for everybody and be able to help people to feel good about coming to the Bible and learning more about the Bible in a way that's easy for us all to understand. I mean, there are people who have a vast amount of knowledge and read the Bible all the time, have so much knowledge, and then there are those that are beginners. And we've all started out in the Bible at some point. We've all been beginners. So that's why I'm here. I'm here every day, helping you all. That's kind of what I feel is my mission in life, is to help you to come closer to Christ. So thank you for watching. Please like my content, please subscribe to my channel, and please turn on the notification bell so you get updates of content like this. And yeah, thank you and goodbye.